Are you someone looking into taking up law anytime soon, but you want to know what materials to read before starting law school? If you are, then I guess you came to the right video. Hi everyone, my name is Tina and I am the content creator behind www.totallylegal.com, and I make content about law school, law student lifestyle, and lifestyle in general. So if these are the topics that interest you the most, then please consider subscribing to this channel. So before I get right into my discussion of this topic, I would just like to address something, okay? A lot of youngsters ask me about what books or materials to read before law school. And I get that perfectly because you really have to prepare at some point yourself before entering law school or before taking up law. And for me, that's admirable because I didn't have that type of enthusiasm back then when I was planning to take up law. And then they will go on as well asking me if what types or what titles of law books will I recommend for them to read. And that's when I think, okay, hold on, you don't need to buy law books at this point in time. Personally, I just don't think that's necessary. If you'll ask me, it's not a requirement. Now, at this juncture, you have to know and to remember that one of the skills that you have to develop for law school is reading skills, and that is your goal. That should be your goal at this point in time, to develop your reading skills, specifically your reading comprehension, and if possible, your reading speed. But to do that, you don't necessarily have to buy any type of book. That said, let me now go on and proceed to my recommendations of materials to read before starting law school. My first recommendation would be daily periodicals or newspapers, or if you don't have newspapers, then online news channels. Newspapers, of course, we know, contain news, and news are rich sources of stories, events, political issues that you can read on a daily basis. And the good thing about newspapers or online news channels is they don't just allow you to practice your reading skills by providing news to read about, but these news actually contain issues that has the potential to stimulate your brain to think or to analyze current events, issues that affect our government, our environment, or basically us. And in the process, you're not just honing your reading skills, but you're also exercising and practicing your critical and analytical thinking skills, which are also some of the skills that you have to develop before entering law school. Next, you can also read blogs, preferably educational blogs. So there are a lot of blogs out there that you can read that will educate you in law school if you want to know more about law school or to learn tips about law school. Actually, my blog, www.totallylegal.com, does just that. So if you want to log on to that website, I highly encourage you so you would learn more law school related advice or tips, because that's basically what I do and what I write about. But if you're not into that, you just want to, take things lightly and you just want to read blogs, you can actually read whatever blog in whatever niche that you like. If you want to, read about technology blogs, political opinion blogs, or even review blogs or real estate blogs, name it, it's okay. Now, there's so many blogs, like I said, to choose from. I've linked my post about this topic in the description down below. I have several blog recommendations out there. Next one, we have your school textbooks. And I'm not even kidding. A lot of us are looking to other sources or other reading materials to read before law school without even realizing that we already have the resources right at our fingertips on our desktop or even in our shelves. And those are our school textbooks. Another reading material that I highly recommend for you to read before law school would be political analysis or political opinions. If you're someone who likes to read anything about politics, then perhaps this reading material is for you. So what are political analysis? So if you're a Filipino, you're familiar for sure about the South China Sea / West Philippine Sea issue. And there are a lot of experts saying a thing or two about this issue, and they write an article about it. So that's basically a political analysis. It's an article that embodies the analysis and the expert opinion of the subject matter experts on a specific issue. And I highly recommend that you read things like this as early as now. I know it sounds pretty overwhelming at this point, but you'll get a hang of it when you start reading some. I recommend that you read political opinions or political analysis because there will be things in these articles or these analysis that you will encounter when you go to law school, specifically when you take up your political law or your constitutional law, or if not, your public international law. Now remember the blog post that I have linked down below. You can also find in there some of my highly recommended political opinions or political analysis articles. So I have various titles included in that blog post that I really recommend that you check out. Those articles range from ASEAN issues on South China Sea, China-Philippine relations, which are pretty much interesting and very relevant these days. I also included some topics or political analysis on terrorism. So if you're a Filipino law student, these are some, I don't know, but I hope these topics will interest you. Now, if you remember, I said earlier that you're not supposed to read, or I don't encourage you reading any type of law book at this point. Well, if you really insist on reading a law book, then I have a suggestion for you. Why not try reading constitutional books specifically made for undergrads? Those constitutional books that are written for college students or even high school students. And you can actually find a lot of these books in your local or online bookstores. These books are actually tailor-made for college students or even high school students. And I remember there's this law book author that is popular among us law students because he had several books published on civil law and commercial law. His name is Attorney Hector S. De Leon. And I can pretty much remember that he has a law book, a constitutional book for undergrads or for college students. So if you want to check that out, I have a link directing you to a shop where you can actually get that book in the blog post that I'm telling you about a while ago. So you can just read through that blog post and check it out and click the link. But definitely if you want to buy somewhere else, or if you want to borrow, which is much better, if you want to borrow from your college friends or from your ates or kuyas, these books, which is again much better because you don't have to spend money, then you can also do that. Another reading material that you can also include in your list is magazine. Yes, magazines are perfect as well to practice your reading skills with. And the good thing about magazines is that it has so much variety in it. Like, you have magazines for sports, for lifestyle, for fashion. So you can actually pick a magazine of your liking depending on your hobbies or your interests. And if you're more interested in what you read, then you would probably be able to stick and finish until the last page of that reading material. So you can also use magazines. You can read an article or two, or better, if you have more time, you can finish reading and you can buy another one or get an old magazine and read again. And you can read and read magazines in order to practice your reading skills. And last but not least, you also have pocketbooks. And I tell you guys, apart from my textbooks and reading news, I also loved reading pocketbooks when I was in elementary and high school. And I would also say that these materials also helped me hone my reading skills. If you don't have pocketbooks at home and reading ebooks is your thing, you can also read ebooks, but please don't go for audiobooks, because again, I've repeatedly said in this video that our goal here is to hone our reading skills. So there you have it. We have 7 materials that you can read before law school, and I do believe you don't have to spend money just to grab or to get hold of these materials, because like I've said earlier, for sure you already have them in your house, on your desktop, or even in your shelves. So I hope you learned something from this video. If you like this video or if you find it useful, please consider sharing it with your friends, especially to your peers who are also looking for reading recommendations before law school. And also, please give this video a like, or better, please consider subscribing to this channel so you will be informed of my next videos about law school, law student lifestyle, and lifestyle in general. So until then, may you have a safe and wonderful week ahead, and I'll see you and talk to you guys next time. Bye!